The civilizations of Greece and of Rome continue to exert a fascination for the modern world. The University of Liverpool offers a range of degrees which allow students to pursue their interests in the ancient world. Whether you are interested in the history and archaeology of the Mediterranean area, or ancient art, or perhaps wish to concentrate on the literature of the classical age, or to study the Latin and Greek languages from scratch, there should be an option to suit your requirements. If you come to Liverpool to study classics, what can you expect to find? The university brings together teachers and students with a shared interest in and desire to find out more about the classical world. University teachers really have two jobs: first to discover new knowledge, and then to communicate that knowledge to their students. One of the main ways this is done in Liverpool is through lectures. The aim of the lecture is to pass on the lecturer's expertise as quickly and efficiently as possible. Though the lecturer does most of the talking, the student's role is far from passive. Concentration is needed to sift through the information given and condense the most important points into notes which will still make sense when they are read again for an essay or an exam.
I recall with gratitude how when Roland Austin was doing the spade work for his commentary on Aeneid 1, just before he retired from Liverpool in 1968, he came up to me one day, I feel rather like Ronnie Corbett, and he said, "I say, Foster," he used to say, I say, Foster, would you, as a Platonist, have a look at this scene in Aeneid 1 and see if you notice any comic features?" Now, in this scene, Aeneas meets his mother Venus, disguised as a Tyrian sports girl, a maiden, if you please, wearing, as Austin delightedly observed, the ancient equivalent of a miniskirt. In the subsequent conversation, we realized that the whole thing is cast in exactly the form of such encounters in Roman comedy. And it's from this beginning that my view developed. How significant, I thought, that Venus inquires after an imaginary sister for her own purposes, because a non-existent twin sister is a key ingredient in the trickery of Plautus's play, the Miles Gloriosus, the boastful soldier.
What is she probably doing? If we take the suggestion that that is a tomb there.
Pour it over the tomb.
Yes, she pours the libation at the tomb to honor the dead.
A less formal teaching atmosphere is found in the seminar. As well as acquiring information, students in this situation have the chance to put their own ideas forward and try them out in discussion with the other members of the group.
But to ornament the gravestone, like putting flowers at a tomb to show that the dead person is not forgotten. So that is one possibility for what she's doing. Suppose this man on the other side is not dead, but is alive. Is there anything else that she might be doing, given this particular set of activities?
Well, if, as you said, he was a Spartan king,
Yes.
it could be for...
She's not preparing it for him.
I think that might be rather ill.
He's getting it ready for when he comes home.
Couldn't it be a sacrifice to gods for a victory or something like that?
It could indeed, couldn't it? Now, would that fit?
Could you tell me where the prehistoric art is, please?
Yeah, it's down there to the left.
Okay, thanks very much.
But lectures and seminars take up only part of the time. Private study is another skill to be developed, and students soon discover that the library plays a vital role in their work. There are recommended books to be read and assessed, and essays to be researched and written. The preparation of essays develops the ability to assemble material, assess its relevance, present it clearly, and argue for it convincingly.
And you make the point that sometimes artists draw directly on the Trojan legends, and
The essay tutorial gives the opportunity of one-to-one contact with the lecturer to discuss what the student has written and to suggest and explore further approaches to the topics covered by the essay.
Poems. And you mention, of course, the classic example of this, Achilles and Ajax playing dice. But do you really think that Ezekias invented this scene, or is it perhaps the case that it's drawn from a legend of which we have no other record?
Well, I think it could be that Ezekias made it up, because before this we never see Achilles and Ajax playing dice. But after Ezekias does it, we see it quite a lot. So it's obviously copied. Could be that he invented it, and it becomes part of the legend after that, you know, even though he probably did invent it.
But given that the Greeks believed that the Trojan War happened, do you think that artists would have invented scenes?
I think they probably wanted to, you know, use their artistic license as much as they could, you know, and they saw things in literature and then they depicted what they wanted.
If they believed in the Trojan War, they're not concerned with accuracy.
Yeah, that doesn't really seem to be the point, you know.
Right. What do you think is the point? What are the artists and poets trying to do then, if not to depict a historical event? What do you think their aim is? That's something I think you've got to look at.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't really thought about that. But,
I mean, is it? I mean, your emphasis is on these individuals, say, as heroes. Do you think they're trying to sort of relate or the heroic values of their own age? Could that be it?
It could be, yeah. I think they're cataloguing things that they thought the people at the time wanted to see. You know,
right.
Things that were relevant to them,
They tailor
really.
the hero to their own times.
Yeah.
Right.
Mondays you have the drama and the Homer on Thursdays, and you haven't been to any of it? What can we do about it?
Not all difficulties a student may encounter are concerned with the course, but there is always somebody ready to lend a sympathetic hand when unlucky setbacks occur. Every student is assigned to a personal tutor from amongst the teaching staff, with whom more general problems of welfare and progress can be solved.
To get it sorted out swiftly is go and talk to Dr. Clark, who does the drama course on Mondays, and find out from her what sort of thing you've been missing, who perhaps is best to go copy notes up of.
Will there be a lot of reading to do?
Fair amount, but you've got, luckily you've discovered it at the right point in the year now. Although the classes are finished, you've got the rest of the year to do it. So you've got half a year really to do the reading.
Yeah.
So if you see her and find out from her the sort of things she's been doing, and perhaps if you have a word with Dr. Kinson's about the Homer.
And then go and copy up Nancy or Carol's stuff.
Make sure that they've done the same texts as on this year's reading list.
Yeah.
Otherwise, have a look, see who's the most sensible person out of the group who have been going that you know, and copy their notes up.
Okay.
But mostly, I would imagine it would be reading the texts. So I'd have a word with Dr. Clark first about it.
Yeah. Okay then.
You've been going to everything else, have you?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm all up with the text so far.
Well, it's just as well in the circumstances.
Yeah.
So next time you read the bits of paper.
Yeah.
Of course, a student's life is by no means all work. Less formal occasions for contact occur as well.
Because, did you see this from The Guardian?
I actually had a letter from the British Institute.
Oh, good.
So,
You've written to it.
Yes, I
Excellent.
wrote to them, and I got a letter back saying that if I went over there and gave them the dates that I was there,
They'd
they'd
look
help
after
me
you.
out.
Ooh, that's excellent.
Pastor, you're looking awfully haggard. I really think you need a holiday. Peaky is the word, yes, peaky.
What, Spitting Image? I have seen it. Do you approve of its biting satire?
I thought it was a bit tasteless.
Me, yes. No, I haven't me yet. What you did actually, I was like,